One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Governor DeSantis, NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls on hurricanes, resources, and help. How does that hurt the situation here?
You know, moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside and put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games at this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
Vice President Hilton's arrival, what does it mean for resources?
Meanwhile,
this could be the worst storm hit Florida in over a century. And God willing, it won't be, but that's what it's looking like right now. Immediately approved the pre-landfall emergency declarations in Florida. This is the second one in a week, the second time in a week, and there have been two before that, by the way. I sent FEMA Administrator Criswell down to Florida yesterday to work intensively with the state and local partners as we prepare to deploy more resources. Last night I spoke again with the governor of Florida, DeSantis. They should reach out, including to me directly, with everything else they may need as they see this storm hits. I gave them my personal number to contact me here in the White House.
Oops. Oopsie. Kamala, you're lying. You got caught lying. You got busted. Why am I going to talk to you? Why am I going to talk to the help? I have a direct line to the boss. I don't need to speak to you. Who the hell are you? You're a vice president. Go kiss a baby and shake some hands and have a drink of wine while you're at it. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on inside of the White House. But at this point, you have to begin thinking, is it possible that there's some sort of, I don't know, strife going on? Is Dementia Joe, with the last bit of mind that he has with Jill, saying, you know what, let's punch back here. Let's punch back so hard that these people can't even react. We're 30 days out, and she can't do anything. She was doing her show on The View, which was yet another train wreck, which we'll talk about tonight. And then he decides, hey, let's go have a press conference while she's on the show. 2 times in a row now. 2 times in a row, he's just come in and blocked her and said, let me get all of the press. I'm going to do a presidential press conference or announcement while she's trying to get some, props over here on The View, which I don't even know how many people watch that crap. And then in doing so, he says, as you just heard, there was no chicanery here, no tomfoolery. What you just heard was the President of the United States saying, hey, I've talked to Ron DeSantis. He and I have worked stuff out, what he needs for the state of Florida. He's okay. And I gave him my personal phone number to give me a call. And did you hear what he said? Give me a call directly. He made sure that the entirety of the media heard that right there. I've been speaking to Ron DeSantis. We have worked things out. We've got some things in play. We're taking care of business. He's got my personal phone number, and I told him to contact me directly. You don't have to be a pundit on Fox or CNN or MSNBC. You can just watch what's playing out. And you can absolutely see that Dementia Joe, with everything he's got left in his body to muster, is punching back on this losing bag of flesh called Kamala Harris. We're going to get into a lot of stuff tonight. I hope you join me at 7 o'clock. I'm going to go through the entirety of the 60 Minutes interview, which, oh, by the way, at this point, 60 Minutes, I don't know how it got out, but people got out a copy of everything she was asked, the raw copy. Now they've gone ahead and edited the actual copy that they're going to show on Sunday night. And funny, a lot of the stuff that she said isn't in the final copy. But too late, because everybody's talking about it. So understand, tune in to 7 o'clock tonight. I'm going to show you what I can. Understand 60 Minutes is very, very, very strong on copyright. So I'm doing some different things, but you're going to hear everything. I have to put some different visuals, but you're going to hear exactly what came out of her mouth. But in this regard, she decides she wants to go ahead and take a swing at DeSantis. DeSantis is like, I'm going to have to swing back.
I mean, she's attacking the governor of a state that's about to get lashed with one of the most historic hurricanes we've ever seen. Is she crazy? He did not ignore her call.
She was
He did not
talking,
ignore
just to
her
be
call.
clear, she was talking broadly about the politicization of the storms.
I think she was talking about Ron DeSantis. He did not ignore her call. And in fact, according to what I've read tonight, he actually spoke to the President of the United States,
He
Joe
did speak
Biden.
with President Biden.
And he has said time and again that he and the federal government are working well together. So who here is politicizing this?
Yeah,
Harris.
I hate to agree with Scott on anything, but I agree. I agree in this case.
How bad is it? Just think how bad it must be for the people on the panel of CNN to agree that, yeah, she kind of blew that one. That one guy, the first guy that was talking, he's the the token Republican, and he's like, hey man, she blew this. She's lying. She's absolutely lying. And now the media, I don't know if they're in a position where now they've got to save their own butts, that whatever credibility they have, that shred of credibility that may remain, and now they're out there saying, hey, yeah, I'm going to have to agree with this dude. She looked kind of stupid. I don't know what she was thinking, because those of us who live in Florida, we know that DeSantis takes care of business. Outside of J.D. Vance, he would probably be the 2028 candidate. He wasn't ready yet. He'll be 2028. Him and J.D. may be battling it out for the primary. We'll see. He takes care of business during these hurricanes. He's ready. Everybody that needs help gets help. You don't see many, if any, complaints coming out of the state of Florida when we have a disaster. So this hurricane is supposed to hit tonight, tomorrow, up the coast over in Tampa on the west, and then cut across the I-4 highway and head its way out to Daytona and then back out to the shore. But what you're going to see, as I told you yesterday, is this thing may hit landfall at about, I don't know, maybe a 3, maybe between 2.5 and a 3 if they don't do any geoengineering. And at a 3, a Hurricane 3 coming across, it wouldn't be that bad. The water surge, they're saying about 12 to 15 feet, that could be bad on the immediate areas. Then as it cuts across, we'll see. But trust me, DeSantis has it ready. When I went out this morning to get gas, there's trucks down here, and we're not even supposed to get it. There in the Publix, which is our supermarket, inside the parking lot, I personally saw 20 trucks just sitting there. Even had, on the back of their trailer, had transformers, the real kind of transformers, not the ones that do shows for kids. They had transformers sitting on a truck waiting to be deployed if necessary. Just sitting there, ready to go. Waiting for the call, like ambulances. Like they're basically electrical ambulances waiting to answer the call. And from what I understand, there's like 20,000 of these trucks, maybe 30,000, all over the state, depending upon what areas they've been assigned. What'll happen is, as that hurricane comes across, they'll check out South Florida pretty quick. Everything here, good. Then they'll head up to join the rest of their convoy wherever they're going to be. So she took the wrong opportunity and to mess around with the wrong guy. She should not have even thought to take a swing at DeSantis, especially by lying. So, you just saw CNN. Let's see what Ron DeSantis has to say about it.
Governor, I know Kamala Harris called you selfish. She said she's tried to contact you to talk to you about hurricane relief. And I know that you said, I think you said she didn't try to contact you. We want to get your response. But first, listen to what she said.
Governor DeSantis, NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls on hurricanes, resources, and help. How does that hurt the situation here?
Moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside.
Anyone that calls themselves a leader should put politics aside. Wonder how the people of North Carolina feel about you, Kamala. Have you even been back? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. You never went to North Carolina. As of today, let's see. This is October 8th at 3:15 as this video is airing. And Kamala Harris has never been to, the areas in Asheville that need help. She did about a 20-minute presser in Augusta where she told everybody, hey, you get $750 and then go ahead and apply for it, which people are having a problem doing it. And then they haven't heard from her since. Nobody knows where she is. Why were you doing the porn podcast instead of talking to the people in North Carolina? Because you're running a political campaign. You had to be there. Okay, I got you. You think so? You think people don't remember that?
I put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now. And playing political games at this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish.
Now understand, she says it's selfish. She's at an airport getting ready to get on a plane, obviously. Where are you going? I would love to be a reporter in these press polls. I'd probably last a day, if that. Because I would have just said, well, if it's really that important, why are you getting on this plane heading to do, a porn interview or to The View? Why aren't you heading to North Carolina? And then they would never let me ask another question. You see, the real questions never get asked to these people. They come up there and they spew and then they run away.
And it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
That's precious. My precious. My precious right there. You took an oath to put the people first. You took an oath to put the American people first. Somehow that got left out of your sentence. Because we all know what you've been doing down at the border. So that oath that you talk about, I notice that you said people. I notice very clearly that you did not say the American people. Inquiring minds would like to know.
Vice President, Milton's arrival, what does it mean for resources?
That's it. Where you going? Where you going, Miss Vice President? For the people.
What's your response?
Well, I think she should look in the mirror. We've been on an emergency footing for 2 weeks straight, round the clock, 24/7. We've been working, my office, our Division of Emergency Management, helping people prepare for Hurricane Helene, helping effectuate rescues of people after Hurricane Helene, helping people pick up the pieces of their lives after Helene, and then have to also turn around and prepare for major impacts and maybe even more impacts from Hurricane Milton, be able to have rescue personnel ready to help people, and then, of course, help with the power restoration, all these things to do. So that's been my sole focus. My focus has not been on dealing with Kamala Harris. I saw the news report. I didn't know she tried to contact me. But I'd also say it's not about you, Kamala.
Ron bending her over and just spanking that ass. Just spanking it. It ain't about you. You're the JV coach. I don't need to talk to you. I'm the governor of Florida. You're just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
It's about the people of Florida. My focus is exactly where it should be. And I can tell you this, I've worked on these hurricanes under both President Trump and President Biden. Neither of them ever tried to politicize it. She has never called on any of the storms we've had since she's been vice president until apparently now.
Let me go ahead and interpret that for you, in case there's some people that don't understand what he just said. What he just said was, Kamala Harris, you are a phony fraud. You've never called anyone here in the state of Florida to say, what can we do? You haven't even uttered the phrase, I'm here from the government, I'm trying to help. Nope, you have done diddly. And now, because you're running for president and losing badly, you decide to show up and want to, look presidential and call out the governor of Florida, who's got a stellar record down here. You picked on the wrong dude. You should have talked about Roy Cooper. You should talk about some of those skirt wearers you got, who call themselves men. Oh, boy, again. Here I go and get in trouble. In any event, this guy, who's a Navy vet, a Ivy League graduate, who's been running the heck out of this state in a really, really good way, you picked on the wrong guy. So take your high heels and scatter off the runway.
Why all of a sudden is she trying to parachute in and inject herself when she's never shown any interest in the past? We know it's because of politics. We know it's because of her campaign. I have zero time to entertain these political games.
Come on, Ron. You don't have to do her like that, do you?
We're going to continue to do what we need to do to prepare and respond to what may be one of the most damaging storms in the history of the United States. So she says focusing on protecting your people is selfish. I think she ought to look in the mirror. It's interesting. Harris is not even in the chain of command.
Yeah, what is she
has
even
no
doing?
role in this. I mean, the idea that I should be worrying about her when I'm focused on the task at hand is just, quite frankly, absurd. For Kamala Harris.
I've never heard somebody call somebody a fraud, phony, and a useless POS, basically, in the same sentence the way he just did. Who are you? You're not even in the chain of command. I don't even... Who reports to you? Some press person? Some florist? Because nobody answers to you. You're if you've ever seen the flow chart, some of you work in corporations, and at the top of the flow chart is the CEO. And then below the CEO is the different, department heads or vice president, the C-suite. And under the C-suite, it says, okay, you handle marketing, you handle operations, you handle building. Kamala Harris, what do you handle? You're a vice president. There is no vice president basically in history that did anything. You're just there to be ceremonial and go out there and kiss babies. That's it. There's nothing else. You're not, your chain of command doesn't say, I am over the governors in the states. Nope. In fact, they don't even answer to Dementia Joe. The federal government's supposed to just be there in case it's needed. Other than that, just shut up and go do whatever you got to do.
To try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this. No. And here's the thing. She has no role. No, she has no role in this process.
I wonder until DeSantis, as they say, clapped back at her, until DeSantis pointed it out, I wonder how many people on the different media shows were saying, oh my God, DeSantis didn't pick up her call. He didn't really care. He doesn't know what's going on. And, she's the big wig now. But how many people didn't know that? And he pointed out, you're nothing here. There is nothing that you can authorize. Imagine that. There is nothing that she could sign off on that DeSantis or the people of Florida or the people of North Carolina could get. You mean nothing. You have no authority. The authority is vested in the president. Whether or not we have doubts on how Dementia Joe became the president, the fact remains is he's the one with the authority. Just like Trump used to say, I had a phone and a pen. You don't have those, Kamala. Nobody wants your call, and you don't get the magic pen. There's not a single, not one, not a single one. I want each one of you to know this. There is not a single executive order with Kamala Harris's name on it. Why? Because she has no authority. I bet she can't even... You understand what I'm saying? When you have absolutely no authority, all you're doing at this point is doing what you say you don't want to do. You don't want to politicize it. Well, stay the hell out of it. By interjecting yourself, you are basically politicizing it. Nobody needs to talk to you. Nobody needs to hear from you. You are completely irrelevant. Completely. Unless there's been some sort of edict where Dementia Joe has been 25th Amendment out of the office that we don't know about, unless he said he's incapacitated, which I doubt he's done that, you have no role in this. You have no role up in North Carolina or even Augusta. In fact, the $750 measly, you took the bullets for Dementia Joe because that had to have been his decision. You were stupid enough, really stupid enough, to go up there and read that declaration and take ownership of it as if you were doing it. Perhaps seeing what Dementia Joe has done recently, I want to tell you guys something. Is it possible that he set her up? She's too stupid to know the difference. Joe could have said, hey, listen, Kamala, I don't feel like going up to that part of the country. I'm going to go over here and do something. But, if you want to look